Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Transition Table. I am Dion Hartzworthoff,
And I'm Megan Kearney.
and today we're going to talk about when is a good time to plan to exit your business. We're referring to an article that Jessica Fialkovich wrote, and I think she gives some great tips that people don't necessarily think of when they think about leaving their business. Megan, what are your
Yeah,
thoughts?
I think we get questions all the time like, when is the best time to sell your business? And people think, spoiler, it's not when you actually think it's the time to sell your business. And I think there's a lot of common misperceptions or conceptions of that. And many business owners believe that the best time is to sell is usually when the economy is booming or when you feel ready to retire, or sometimes worse is you just want out and you want it to be done. But Jessica does a really good job about pointing out the real answer. It's about timing. It's not about timing the market headlines, but it's more about whether your business or your industry and your momentum is ready.
Right.
The key lessons she focuses on, there's four of those. And the first one is don't time the market, focus on readiness. And I know we talk a lot about this, but valuations, especially in private businesses, don't necessarily swing wildly just because the economy looks good or bad. What's important and what matters is more how your company is doing. Are you profitable? Is your industry stable or growing? And do you have systems in place?
And I
The
think having the systems in place is really critical. And it is harder to sell a business that isn't profitable. And sadly, many business owners wait until that point and they end up really leaving money on the table that if they had planned better, they would have been able to attain.
Agreed. And then she talks through the three levers to pull to build value, especially in uncertain times. And the first one is prioritize profitability over revenue. You might have high sales, but if you're bleeding cash, it's not going to be sustainable. The second one she talks through is build operational efficiency. So you mentioned having documented systems, a team that can run things without you, and it has replicable workflows, and all of those will make your business a lot more attractive to buyers. The last
Absolutely.
the last lever she talks about is being realistic about your valuation. It's so important where you aren't just thinking or guessing what that valuation is, but really having a good grasp in all areas of your business, really knowing where is my business valued at today? Because buyers want to see the performance, they want to see the predictability, the evidence, and not just it's promised as something.
Right. Because I think I've mentioned this before. A buyer will buy a business based on what they feel they can do with it, but they will pay based on the performance that they see up to the present. And the other thing that happens is if a business is overpriced, which happens way too often, there's no interest, then you lower the price, and then people wonder what's wrong because they know that the price is lowered. It's kind of like if a house keeps getting lower in price in a rising market, people are like, okay, there's something wrong with this place.
That's true. The third kind of key lesson that she talks about is watch for certain signs from within your business. And she highlights specifically two of them. The first one is when growth requires more effort for diminishing returns. And the second is when each incremental gain costs increasingly more. So when you find yourself thinking, I have just a few years left, which I'm sure a lot of you do think for yourself, that can be a more natural sign or signal that you should really start preparing for that type of transition.
Now rather than waiting.
The last one is don't let outside noise distract you. So people don't realize, but everyone, every person is so distracted in life, especially when it comes to something in your business that you've been doing for many, many years or something that you just started. And so don't get distracted. And that comes from macroeconomic story, market volatility, fear, FOMO to attempt to sell early or delay it. So, really make sure that it's your own strategy and readiness. And it's that what should guide you for that decision?
All very good points. And these are all great things to think about. And it's a different viewpoint. I like that it's a different viewpoint and not just talking about the numbers strictly.
And the bottom line that I always say is that the best time to sell your business isn't when the headlines are perfect or you're burnt out. It's when your business is in a strong position. That's profitability, that's efficiency with operation, good industry trends,
Right.
and you're really feeling this sense of openness in a window to allow that to happen.
Absolutely. Anyway, I think that's it for today. And we thank you for your time and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.